Hi, I'm Allie Jones, a certified child life specialist, and my job is to teach kids about an illness or medical complexities that they're experiencing. And today, this video is all about how to teach about ventricular septal defects. So even if you have a baby with a VSD and you're like, I don't think I need to tell my baby about this, but you might have siblings at home, or as the baby gets older, they might have different questions. So this is for you on how you can have those tools and those words ready to go. So the first thing that we talk about is about the heart. We can look at my adorable Giant Microbes plushie heart, which is so cute. For kids in general, it's important to talk about how the heart is like a castle, and the castle has 4 different rooms in it. So here's my little template of this castle heart with its 4 different rooms. So in this castle heart, there's actually an army of blood knights, is what we call them. We have red knights and blue knights. These are my little Legos, they're so cool. But these different knights, their important job is to deliver oxygen to the different parts of the body. And oxygen is so important because it gives the body the energy that it needs to run, play, breathe, everything. So use Play-Doh to build the walls between each room. There is a door between the right side and the left side, but definitely a wall right between the two. So now we're essentially going to tell a story to kids about how the body works with these blood knights. And so I'm going to actually use Dixie cups. And then I have put on pictures of the knights on these Dixie cups. And I also will use pom-poms, blue and red, to demonstrate oxygen-rich and oxygen-poor blood. Once upon a time, in this castle heart, there are the blue knights, and they just came back from their mission. They just delivered oxygen to the body. They don't have a lot left. They only have just a little bit, and they're so tired because they just worked super hard. So they come into the right atrium, so tired, and then they go down to the right ventricle, where they now are told it's time to go get refreshed and refilled with even more rich oxygen blood. So knights head to the lungs. You'll see the lungs right here. So those sleepy, tired knights, they head to the lungs, and you know what happens? Is that then all their little depleted reserves get filled up with oxygen-rich blood, and they come back as red, refreshed knights, ready to go, fully restored in their energy. Those refreshed red knights come back from the lungs to the left atrium. And here they then move down to the left ventricle, which is a big room because there's lots of full refreshed knights. They're so big and strong. And their job is now to go to the body to deliver all of this oxygen-rich blood so that the body can run, have energy, play, all of that. That's kind of how it works, that we have the blue knights come into the right atrium, right ventricle, to the lungs. They get restored and replenished as red knights. They come back from the lungs to the left atrium, down to the left ventricle, back to the body to deliver. They dump all of that out, become blue knights, come back, so on and so forth. So understanding the system, the way that the heart works and pumps is so important. And the divider walls help emphasize how each room is important and gives the knights what they need to do their next mission. But in the case of a VSD, a ventricular septal defect, what happens is that there becomes a tiny hole in the wall between the left ventricle and the right ventricle. And so you can demonstrate that with your Play-Doh by making a tiny little hole. So I have my Play-Doh wall. I'm gonna make that tiny, tiny hole. And what happens, and you can even show with pom-poms or with the red knights, but you can show how they then go into the other room and start mingling with the blue sleepy knights over there. And what happens is that now that army that was supposed to be sent out, there's not nearly enough of them. In fact, they all just have this one big giant party over here on this side in a room that isn't big enough for all of them. And the red and the blue knights now mix. And so the body cannot do its job. It cannot deliver all the oxygen it needs to because the nights are all mixed together. So now that we understand how this room is getting overcrowded, creating such a traffic jam, the red nights can't do their jobs, the blue nights can't even do what they need to do to get refreshed, we have a problem on our hands. It needs to be fixed. How can we repair this wall? For some cases, medication can help actually build the wall back up. Or in other cases, you can talk to kids about surgery, about how the body gets sleepy medicine to help it rest, to help it not feel anything, so that the doctors can be like expert builders and go in and repair this wall. You can use a different color of Play-Doh to represent the VSD patch that doctors can put in while the body is sleeping with that sleepy medicine. That a patch can be put in place to help seal up that wall and to make sure that those nights are separate and that no more mingling and traffic jams happen. Once the wall is fixed, then the body can continue to have the army do its job and the nights can travel in and out the way that they should, helping the body feel healthy and strong. It's important to emphasize to kids how no one did anything wrong to cause a VSD. You can't catch a VSD, it's not contagious, and helping kids recognize that they will be well cared for, that you will answer any questions that they have as they grow and develop. Their questions might change, but that you are there to support them as they process what this looks like. For more words and hope-filled perspective on talking about a VSD, you can purchase the blank page, Adding Colorful Purpose to a VSD, which gives different insights on how kids might be processing, ways to reframe an illness, as well as a whole activity guide that you can do with the family to help your children not only understand, but also cope and thrive in the midst of facing a new illness. You also can email me at allie@childlifetogo.co for any questions or if I can ever be a sounding board or support to you and your family. I hope this is helpful and empowering information. Thanks so much for watching.